auf ihrem Weg zum Horizont.
Blacksmiths were Rockefellers, walk with sticks or umbrellas in their midst.
He gets pushed around, knocked to the ground. He gets to his feet and he says,
1983 wasn't subtle. It was neon lights, fast beats, and weird hair. But buried in all that flash were a few songs, just one per artist, that somehow stuck harder than anything else they ever did. Some lit up dance floors, others made you cry in the backseat. Today, we're rolling back to the glory days of cassette decks and top 40 countdowns. To relive 12 one-hit wonders from 1983 you might have forgotten, but definitely felt. And if you love rediscovering the songs time nearly forgot, hit subscribe. We've got plenty more on the way. Maniac, Michael Sembello. It didn't start out as a dance anthem. Originally, Maniac was written about a serial killer. Yeah, a guy who cuts up women. But when the producers of Flashdance heard it, they said, what if we made this about dancing? A few lyric tweaks later, and suddenly it's about a girl who's wild on the dance floor instead of in a horror film. Maniac shot to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, became the track of the summer, and turned Sembello into a household name for a minute. You didn't need to watch the movie. The beat alone made you want to run faster, jump higher, sweat harder. And for 3 minutes and 59 seconds, we were all maniacs. Electric Avenue, Eddie Grant. Who wasn't writing for the clubs, he was writing about riots. Inspired by the 1981 Brixton unrest in London, Electric Avenue was a protest song in disguise. People were frustrated, jobs were disappearing, tensions were rising. And Grant, a Guyanese-British musician who ran his own label, poured that frustration into a beat you couldn't ignore. The song exploded, climbing to #2 on the Billboard Hot 100, and made Grant a one-hit wonder, though he'd already had a long career overseas. 99 Luftballons. Nena 1983, at the height of Cold War anxiety, a German band dropped a song that was deceptively playful, until you heard the story.
99 Luftballons auf ihrem Weg zum Horizont.
99 Luftballons wasn't just about balloons. It was about accidental war, a chain reaction where a harmless object triggers panic, jets, bombs, and eventually destruction. The original version reached #2 on the Billboard Hot 100, one of the rare non-English songs to do so. And for a brief moment, a German anti-war anthem ruled American radio. Der Kommissar, After the Fire, Don't Turn Around, Uh-oh. You remember it, even if you didn't understand a word. Funny thing, After the Fire didn't write it. The original was by Austrian pop star Falco. Yep, the same guy who later gave us Rock Me Amadeus. But when Falco's version didn't hit in the US, this British band took a shot, translated it, tweaked the chorus, and rode the wave all the way to 5 on the Billboard Hot 100. After the Fire never charted again. But for one moment, they nailed the perfect mix of edgy, European, and irresistibly strange. Putting on the Ritz, Taco imagined taking a 1920s Irving Berlin standard and dropping it right into the middle of the MTV era.
If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits?
That's exactly what Taco did. Born in Indonesia, raised in Germany, and singing in a theatrical baritone, Taco Akersi wasn't your typical pop star. His version of Putting on the Ritz blended old-school charm with robotic synths, slap bass, and a video that looked like a Broadway fever dream.
Blacksmiths were Rockefellers, walk with sticks or umbrellas in their midst.
It climbed to #4 on the Billboard Hot 100, making it one of the most bizarre one-hit wonders to ever crack the top 5. And even if you only heard it once, you remembered it. What about me? Moving Pictures. Moving Pictures was an Australian rock band barely known outside their home turf. But in 1983, this ballad found its way to American radio.
He gets pushed around, knocked to the ground. He gets to his feet and he says,
The lyrics paint a picture you might have lived yourself. You're waiting in line, doing everything right, and somehow you're always passed over. It's the heartbreak of being forgotten, not just in love, but in life.
more than you give.
The song crept up to number 29 on the Billboard Hot 100. Space Age Love Song, A Flock of Seagulls. They were known for the hair, that infamous swoop that looked like a seagull mid-flight. Space Age Love Song was their gentler side. Not as aggressive as I Ran, not as dark as other new wave hits. This was pure atmosphere. A song that felt like slow dancing under alien stars. It reached number 30 on the Billboard Hot 100, and even if it wasn't a massive smash, it had staying power. It captured the teenage feeling of wanting something more, something cosmic, but not knowing how to say it. A girl in trouble is a temporary thing. Romeo Void. A Girl in Trouble was sultry, sarcastic, and unapologetically feminist. Lead singer Deborah Isle, a Native American poet turned rocker, didn't sing about heartbreak the way pop usually packaged it. She called out the cliches. She flipped the script. The song cracked the top 40, hitting number 35 on the Billboard Hot 100, and became Romeo Void's only charting hit. Listen closer and you'll hear the real message. A challenge to anyone who thought women in trouble were just passing plot points. The Salt in My Tears, Martin Briley. Martin Briley wasn't your typical pop star. He was a British session musician who'd played for others for years. But in 1983, he stepped into the spotlight with a track that sounded like revenge set to music. The song reached number 36 on the Billboard Hot 100. It had everything: a catchy chorus, a slick guitar riff, and lyrics that cut like a smirk. You'll cry and you'll cry, but the salt in your tears won't bring me back. It wasn't mournful, it was defiant, and that's probably why it stood out. Whirly Girl, Oxo. Oxo was a one-and-done project led by Ish Ledesma, a Cuban-American musician who'd already scored a disco hit with Foxy. This time, he went full 80s, synths, slap bass, hand claps, and a girl so wild they named the whole track after her. Whirly Girl was about a real person, Ledesma's then-girlfriend, and you can feel the chaotic affection in every beat. It's messy, loud, and unapologetically fun. The song climbed to number 28 on the Billboard Hot 100, burned bright, and then vanished just as fast. Baby, Come to Me, Patty Austin and James Ingram. Originally released in 1982, Baby, Come to Me didn't take off right. The soap opera General Hospital started using it as a love theme. Suddenly, everyone wanted to know who sang that song. By early 1983, it re-entered the charts and soared to number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. Patty Austin and James Ingram, both seasoned vocalists with powerful pipes, delivered a performance so intimate, it felt like eavesdropping on a private conversation. The song became a staple at weddings, slow dances, and late-night radio dedications. I Couldn't Say No, Robert Ellis Oral and Carlene Carter. They were better known in the country and rock circles, but teamed up for this unexpected pop duet. Released in 1983, I Couldn't Say No wasn't a monster hit, but it found its way onto radios and into hearts, peaking at number 32 on the Billboard Hot 100. The story? Simple. A man and a woman meet. They know they shouldn't give in, but they do anyway. It's messy, human, and told with a kind of emotional honesty that made it feel personal. These weren't just songs. They were flickers, lightning in a bottle moments when an artist hit just once, but hit hard. In a year full of megastars and flashy anthems, these one-hit wonders carved out their place. They were bold, they were weird, they were beautiful, and for at least one track, they were 1983.